Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here and it's time for my September favorites. Oh man, I have so many new favorite products this month, mixed in with a couple of rediscovered or long love favorites as well. September has been a really great month for us makeup lovers. Lots of really good new launches coming out. I think this year's holiday season is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm a little bit scared, I'm a little bit intimidated from a review standpoint, but I'm also really excited from the part of me that just loves makeup and just has so much fun with it. So if September is any indication, we have a lot to look forward to. Let's get started with face first. I know that you just saw my Pretty Fresh review go up. I have been using this line for several weeks, almost the entirety of September. I just really like this tinted moisturizer, particularly when I use it with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder. This has been one of my favorite powders for a really long time. Mine is very well loved, as you can see. This powder pairs so beautifully. It adds just a little bit of coverage. It does set this, since this is a little bit obviously tacky on the face because it's a moisturizer. So adding this powder really sets it, keeps it in place all day, but it keeps that really beautiful, like healthy, shiny skin look because the Mineralized Skin Finish is a very dewy looking powder. I know that doesn't sound like a thing. Trust me, I have dry skin and this is one of my favorite powders. It looks so good with this tinted moisturizer. If you have dry skin, particularly if you're like me and you like a pretty light coverage, more like natural skin type of look, try this combo. It is so good. This is what I'm wearing on my face today. This is it. Obviously I'm wearing a little concealer under the eyes, but on my actual face, like my skin coverage, it's just this combo, and if I do say so myself, it looks pretty good. I also want to kind of throw in the sponge from the Pretty Fresh collection, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh collection. I love this sponge so much. It's basically everything I ever wanted. It's the shape of the Real Techniques one, but the texture of a beauty blender, so it's a little bit softer than the Real Techniques one, but that same shape that I love. I'm crazy about this sponge. This is officially my new favorite sponge, and I think I need like 10 of them. I love this so much. Okay, that was just a side note, but I wanted to throw this in because I have really been loving this sponge. Sorry mine's dirty, but I actually use my things that I say are my favorites, so there you have it. Since we're talking about skin, face products, let's go ahead and talk about this from Salt New York. Another thing that I did a video about recently. This is the Cream Tint Pro. I love this so much. Ever since this arrived, these are all I've been using on my face. This highlighter in particular, this one called Beige, is one of the most gorgeous highlighters I've ever put on my skin in my life. And I don't know if you've noticed, I have a lot of makeup. I've tried a lot of highlighters. This is up there with like the Amrezy highlighter for me, which is the epitome of beautiful highlighters. I get a little like emotional when I think about it. And if you think that's weird, then maybe you've stumbled into the wrong place here on YouTube. I don't know. These little lip and cheek tints, as well as the cream bronzer, are absolutely stunning as well. The highlighter for sure is my favorite thing. I've actually been using that cream bronzer as a base and then putting this powder bronzer on top, and I absolutely love the way that that looks. This is the Salt New York cream in the shade Light, the Sculpt and Bronze Light, and then I just mix these two powders together. This is the little bronzer duo from Jouer that I actually hauled in my VIB sale haul. So I mixed these two shades together and put it right on top of that cream, and it just sets that cream and it looks so soft, so natural. Oh man, so many good products this month. I get like so excited that I can't think straight. I can't speak straight. These powders are just silky smooth. They're very light. You can apply them very lightly, which you probably already know by now. I like a lighter, more like natural skin focused look on my face. So this bronzer definitely gives it to me. No surprise, I loved the little blush duos that they did in this same format, and I like the bronzer just as much. Okay, let's talk about one of my favorite things in the entire world. Eyeshadow palettes. These two palettes I just kept going back to over and over again. First, let's talk about the ColourPop X's and O's palette. I love this little palette. This has a lot of repeated shades. I did a whole video on this one, and at first I was just like, oh, I like it, but I already have these shades. But having them all collected here was just something that I found myself reaching for over and over again, especially if I knew I just wanted something kind of quick and easy where I was just gonna throw a matte in the crease and then grab one of these shimmers all over the lid. I ended up doing that quite a lot. I found that this is already set up really well for that. Like these two shades that are side by side on the top and middle rows here really lend themselves to that kind of look where I would just take Stay Golden, kind of throw it in the crease and a little bit on the outer part, and then take No Better and just pop it on my lid real quick. Super easy look. ColourPop shadows are some of my favorite formula. Everybody knows this. You already know that. Really, really happy with this. If you have access to an Ulta, I would recommend checking this out. Now, here's one that no one's gonna be surprised about because I gave this a rave review. This is the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. It kind of matches my shirt today, but I'm not wearing this. I'll try not to be too poetic about this palette because I did already give this a rave review when I did my palette swatch and review with this. The formula on every single one of these shades is so beautiful and such a joy to use. I love the colors here. I love how it's neutral, but it's not boring. As somebody who has tried, swatched, used, owned probably 100 or more neutral palettes, this just really brings something different to the table. It inspires me. It's easy to use. It's pretty. I really like it. I really, really, really like this palette. You'll be seeing more of this one for sure. That's all I have to say about that. I have two lip favorites, one new, one mentioning again because I still love it, and you know, whatever I use and love throughout the month, that's what I talk about my favorites, whether I just put it in last month, whether it's brand new, whether it's been out for years, whatever I use, that's what I talk about my favorites. So the new lip, this is the lip color that I'm wearing today. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip from the ColourPop Fall Collection, and it's called Are We Done? This is just the perfect warm, like brick meets nude kind of gloss. It looks great with every single eye look. It's just easy to throw on. This is probably the best gloss formula they've done yet. I love how opaque it is. It really adds something to my look, but it's still super comfy. All the glosses in this collection were really good, but this one is my favorite. This is the one that I've just been putting on over and over again. It's good. This is a good one. And lastly for lips, I want to mention this again. This is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. This is the berry flavor. It's my favorite flavor. This is my second tube of this. I've also used up a peach, but I decided to repurchase the berry. This was just my favorite one. I've been converted to loving high-end lip balms. I thought there was no way that this could possibly be as good as everybody said it was, but it is. It just feels so good. I love the packaging. I love the scent. I love the actual lip balm. I love the way it makes my lips look. Even with no makeup on, with this on, I just look a little bit like juicy and does that sound gross? I don't know, but it looks good. I forgot to bring my book downstairs, so I'm just gonna put a picture of it right here and we'll just once again pretend that I'm holding it. This is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's written by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book did take me a little while to get into it. Once I really got past that first section, I really started to feel invested, and this was such a cool book. It has a very historical fiction feel to it in a way. A little bit of a surprise ending or a twist at the end. I kind of saw it coming, but I feel like everybody says that about surprise endings, but I figured it out a little bit earlier on, but it was still a good ending. I won't divulge too much of the plot. It was definitely a fun and interesting read. It was not a quick, light read for sure. It definitely took me like 10 days to go through it, and typically light read books I can go through in like 2 or 3 days. I did invest a little bit more time into reading this book, but it was really, really good, and this was a recommendation from you guys, so thank you so much. Keep the book recommendations coming. You guys are awesome. Very rarely do I dislike a book that you guys recommend to me. There was one, I won't say what it is, but I did not finish reading it. That's a different story that will never be told because it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it for my September favorites. I would love to hear what you are enjoying this month. What books did you like? Did you discover any new makeup? Did you rediscover any old beauty loves? I always love to hear what you guys are loving, what you're using, what you're reading. Leave it down in the comments so that we can enjoy your favorites too. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. And the whole pretty fresh. I could see why they wouldn't want to name it that. Not catchy. Using the this like I don't have that many favorites. I thought I had more. There's a dog hair stuck to my palette. Business as usual. Don't keep your makeup for 10 years. She's a professional. I feel like I'm all over the place in this video. What's new? She's lost her mind. And her hairbrush, apparently. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. This eye look, though, don't act like you're not impressed. I will be doing a tutorial, and I will be loving this palette as well. Just spoiler alert. My hands have eyeshadow all over them. That would be great. Thank you for being a true professional. But what word was that even gonna be? Honey. This hair, though, like what? How did you escape the bun? Like, you're very long. You could totally make it back there. Why are you just hanging out here? Like, what kind of savage monster films themselves and takes no time? Oh, that's why it barely reaches back there. Okay, well, you know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes, what can I say? I have a hair appointment coming up semi-soon, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know any more than you do. This is real life, people, okay? We don't have perfect hair in real life. That was aggressive. All right, anyway, bye.